Hello brothers and sisters, intellect scholars, thinkers. Assalamu alaikum, peace and blessings be with you. This lecture will be about a subject blessed to all of us. By what was revealed to Muhammad, peace be upon him, and the last and therefore eternal prophet, of a being out to curse the sacred teachings, for they are about himself, the dahjal. In this lecture, I would like to focus on what the Prophet called shaheed tadlis, the false teachings. These days we hear conspiracy, controversy, but really there is only one truth. Al-Sakhir min Rajul, the mockery of man. An example of this I know personally. One account of this mockery: two 17-year-old twin boys in an English village. It was their birthday, and their wealthy father bought them a German sports car. I can't say the name, but it begins with B and ends in W. The boys were out driving it and lost control of it, crashed and unfortunately lost their lives. I was in the local social club when the father of the boys came in, as you can imagine in a right state, and said, "I just killed my two sons." I sat him down and said, "It was not you, my brother, who killed your sons, it was the dahjal, by making cars that cannot control their own power. All car manufacturers are the dahjal, all except one, black badge Volvos, which unfortunately they don't make anymore. These old cars were Taqi dahjal min al-dahjal, an impostor of the impostor. Something that fools the dahjal into thinking it's with him, but it's really against him. Anyone who has driven these old black badge Volvos knows these cars simply do not spin out of control even on ice. Do you see the mockery? The city dahjal laughs at the like of the death of two teenage boys. This is murder. I spent the evening with the father of the dead boys and explained about what the Prophet called al-Sakhir min Baraka, the mockery of motion. Fuel guzzling is one thing. Murder by cars that kick when you put the throttle down is nothing but sick mockery. Nothing to do with greed or wealth. The father of the dead twins later became a Muslim. Do you see how the Lord works in mysterious ways? Out of the disaster, a man found his own deen. Another personal example I've had of another revelation of the dahjal is what was revealed as al-Tamir min al-Kalima, the desecration of the word. This is where the dahjal will convince the kafir, the non-believers, into believing that Muslims are mentally corrupted by their own holy books and teachings. A friend of mine was sectioned by his family doctor, who thought he had gone mad because he was giving people dawah, Islamic teachings. I went to see him at the psychiatric clinic, where I also bumped into his mother. She looked distraught and said, "The doctor called my son a paranoid schizophrenic." Having spoken to her son, I realised the only reason he was there was because of the colour of his skin, and the fact he was Muslim and a native white English Muslim meant that to the staff at the clinic he must have seemed extra mental. Do you see how the dahjalic media has labelled Islam crazy? Do you see that al-Tamir min al-Kalima, the desecration of the word? Another warning to us that live in the age of science is where the great prophet warned, "Hamna irada kana wahid kali min iratibia." There will be a creator of confusion, Again, another example of this happened to me personally. I was walking through an underpass in town where I saw a group of young youths aged about 13 stoving in an old man. I said, "What has this man done? Why are you stoving him in?" One of the youths, whom I knew their father, said, "Shasha, we are stoving in this man because he is the dahjal." I said, "Why is he the dahjal?" He said he looks Siberian and he has a patch over his eye. I said, "This cannot be the dahjal because he is hideous looking. This guy looks okay for an old man, and considering the fact you have beaten him up." They then laid off of him. So what has created all this confusion, which is not just affecting the Kaaba, non-Muslims, but also Muslims themselves? The Prophet said, "Kama jara lam dia bi aza wa hajar." Your intellect does not come in sticks and stones. We should all remember this when a man is wronged by another man. The man's instincts is to fight the other man, but in Allah's reality, you get blessings and favour for using your intellect when you have been wronged, not your fists. You get more using this than using this. Why does the Dahjal want to create all this confusion? Because he knows that when he reveals himself as God, he will bring calm to a confused world. All religions, apart from Islam, will accept this Dahjal as God, convinced by the Dahjal and his army of shape-shifting Magog that he is God. So soon it will come the Dahjal against Islam. I hope you are ready. Thank you, brothers and sisters, intellects, scholars, thinkers. Peace and blessings be with you. Assalamu alaikum.